Hey y'all, I'm back again with another video for today, so stay tuned. This video is about the day God gave me my spiritual name. Before we start, I want to say sorry. Like, I'm really sorry, everyone, because I know you guys are waiting for part 2 of my drinking and smoking testimony, but I've been having so much difficulties, y'all. I don't know what's going on, but it's like the devil just don't want me to put part 2 up. Every time I try to like go post it or I try to like do something to that video, it's not working. First, I was having issues editing the video because I was so busy. Then when I finally got a chance to sit down and edit the video, I can't even download the video on my phone so I could go post it on YouTube because I do not have enough storage or other technical difficulties. It's so frustrating because I'm already done with the video. I just want to post it. I want to move on to a different video. But yeah, I just want to say I'm sorry, y'all, and I'll do whatever I can to fix whatever needs to be fixed so I could post that video, y'all, because I know you guys are waiting, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long. My goal is to not do any cliffhangers, y'all, so stay tuned, y'all. Okay, so the day I received my spiritual name, y'all, I didn't even know what a spiritual name was before all that, y'all. I did not even know nothing about no spiritual name, what it is, nothing. So when I received it that day, I felt confused. So much was going on through my head when I received my spiritual name that day because I have never heard of such things. I don't even hear the church talking about it. I don't hear nothing. It wasn't until I received the spiritual name, I was Googling and I was like Googling on YouTube, and I saw that being given a spiritual name has been around for a long time. It's just that people don't talk about it that much. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should be the first one to talk about it because it's very important. In your walk with God, knowing your spiritual name is very important. So yeah, let me tell you guys what happened and how it happened. So one day now, right? I was reading my Bible like I usually do. Because, you know, I'm saved now. I have a thirst for God. I want to know Jesus more. Because that was one thing, like, I told God to help me with. I asked him to please help me to know who Jesus is. Because I feel like I didn't really know much about Jesus. And so he led me to, like, the books of Matthew, John, Luke. And I was reading one of those books that day. I think it was Matthew I was reading. I'm not too sure though. It probably was John. Actually, when I asked God to help me know Jesus more, he led me to John. I may have been reading John that day. All of a sudden, something dropped in my spirit, right? And it says, your name has been changed. You have a new name. It just dropped in my spirit. And as I'm reading the book, I'm like, my name has been changed. And I'm wondering, what could that name be? And y'all, on that same page I was reading, I saw a name that was bold, that was written in bold words. And I'm like, it can't be. And I flipped the book that I was reading, right? I flipped it to the next page. And I saw the same name again written in bold. It's like the name was highlighted to me. It's like the Holy Spirit highlighted that name. So I had no doubt that that was my new name. And I'm like, no, it cannot be this name. It cannot be this name. So I started having a lot of questions. I was like, what is a spiritual name? Like, why am I given a new name? Did my mom and my dad give me the wrong name when I was born? What am I supposed to do with this new name? And which one of these people am I? Because the name that I was given, I believe 3 women in the Bible have the same name. So I didn't know which woman God was talking about specifically. So one, I was in denial. I was in denial because it's like, how can I be given a name from someone who is in the Bible, of someone who lived before me? I thought my name would be unique. Yeah, I thought everybody will be given their own unique name. So that's how I was thinking about it, y'all, when God told me that my name has been changed. And so I was like, you know what? I have so much questions, but I know that God will answer them in due time. So let me just give him time. But first, I must confirm if that's really my new name. And so I made a prayer. After I saw that the name was in the second page I was reading, And I was kind of still in denial because I was like, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm making all this up myself. So I was like, you know what? God, excuse me, y'all. So I was like, you know what? God, if that's my new name, please give me a confirmation. And so later that day, y'all, I went to see one of my friends, right? And I was telling her how I'm feeling and what's going on in my life and how I feel reborn and how I feel fresh and everything. We started talking about school, about how work is and all that. And then so while we're talking, I don't know what I said, but all of a sudden, she just blurted out my new name. She literally just blurted out my new name as a response to something that I said. Keep in mind that what I said had nothing to do with that name. She literally just blurted out my new name as we're talking, y'all. And when she blurted out my new name, I was shocked. I was like, my mouth just dropped. I looked at her like in shock because I'm like, what? There is no way she's saying my new name right now. How could she have possibly known? So this is only the Father's doing. This is only God's doing. Because before I came to her house, I asked God to confirm to me what my new name is. And here she is saying my name clear as day. We don't know nobody with that name. It's not like we're talking about anyone with that name, y'all. And so I was like, wow, God, you are awesome. Because it did not take God 2 days, 3 days to respond. He literally gave me that confirmation in less than an hour, y'all. So after my friend like blurted out my new name, I was like, let me keep that between me and God because this is new to me. I don't want her to think I'm crazy because I was still new to everything. And it's like, I felt like I was going crazy sometimes because the feeling of it all was just so supernatural, basically. So imagine you go and tell your friend, oh, I just got a new name. God gave me a new name. And the person does not know about those things. The person gonna think you crazy. And so I was like, she just said my new name, but I know she don't know what she's saying. It is God who is speaking to me right now. It is God basically confirming what I asked him about and what he told me. Later on, when I went back to my room, I was praying to God and I was like, God, there's 3 women in the Bible named that same name, who have that same name. So I was like, God, which one of those ladies I am? And then after I asked that question, I just let it go. And then I think the next day or the next couple of days, I was on the phone with my stepmom and I was telling my stepmom how I have received a new name and everything. And I was even telling her the new name and everything. And then she was like, nobody should know your spiritual name. That's between you and God. And then she even led me to Revelation 2 verse 17, which say, I will also give that person a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to the one who receives it. When my stepmom led me to that chapter in Revelation, in that verse as well, I was shocked because I was like, this whole time this was already written in the Bible and I didn't know about it. And I was like, God is so good because it's like, if only I had read my Bible, I would have known about this and I would have been the one to ask him first, what's my new name? So basically, after she told me that I cannot tell nobody that spiritual name is between me and God, I was like, okay, I'll make sure not to tell nobody that spiritual name. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was going to try to change my name after that. I was gonna go and try to go change my name on my certificate. That's what I thought a spiritual name was. I really thought it's for you to go and change the name that you got from when you were a baby to the name that God has given you, because you know that's your name. You know, that's the name that you were supposed to be given when you were on earth, but your parents did not do that. So that's what I thought. So when she told me that no, that's something totally different, I was like, okay, I understand now. And so yeah, like I said, I asked God to please like tell me, who in the Bible am I? After I asked God that question, one day I was on YouTube, I was watching a video, but before that video started, there was an ad that came up on the video, and the ad was like a trailer for the show Chosen, right? It was like a trailer, and I had been seeing the trailer for a while now. Every time I'm about to watch a video, there's a trailer for Chosen, and I'm like, wow, Chosen kind of seems cool. It seems like a nice show to watch, and it's a godly show. And you know, I just got saved, and I want to know more about Jesus. Maybe this is my opportunity to download the app so I could see the show for free, because the show Chosen is free on the app. So basically now, I had been seeing it for a while. I've been seeing that ad for a while, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go and download something else on my phone right now because it's too much right now. Like, it's too much, and I don't want anything to take up space on my iPad or my phone. So I'm not gonna even bother doing that. I could just go on YouTube and I'll find like a Christian movie to watch. But for some reason though, that day when I was about to watch that video, the ad came. I was like, let me download this app so I can watch the show because it's starting to look good and I want to know Jesus a little more. And so, y'all, I downloaded the app, y'all. I downloaded the app and I started watching the first episode of Chosen. And as soon as the first episode comes on, y'all, you guys won't believe it. A lady pops on the screen. It was like literally as soon as the episode started, a lady pops on the screen, and her name was written in bold. And that name is the same name I was given. And it's like as soon as the lady like pops on the screen on the first episode and on the first scene, the Holy Spirit just basically said, "Here, that's you." The Holy Spirit literally just said, "That's you." And I look at the lady and I look at the name because her name is written underneath in bold. And I'm like, what? This is who I am in the Bible? And I'm like, what? That is so cool because God literally works so strategically. First, I asked him to help me to get a closer relationship with Jesus, right? And he leads me to John. Then he take me to John and he tell me I have a new name and my name is written in bold. Then I asked him for a confirmation if that name is my name for real. He take me upstairs to my friend's room so I could talk to her, and she just says the name out of nowhere. Then I asked him, who am I in the Bible? Because two people have the same name. He makes me download Chosen. That day when I was watching the trailer of Chosen, I was reminded of the prayer that I made when I had asked God to please help me to know Jesus a little more. And so because I was reminded of that, I downloaded the app and I started watching Chosen. And as soon as I started watching Chosen, the first lady that popped up on the screen, y'all, written in bold, is the same name that God gave me. The Holy Spirit basically highlighted the lady to me as soon as I saw her on the screen, and I heard in the spirit, that's her. And I was like, that is crazy. It all came it all came together, and I'm like, wow, that's cool. So this is the person God sees me as, and me and the person had the same experience or similar experience that brought her to Jesus. And over time, as I watched Chosen, I started seeing the story of how the person met Jesus. I realized that, there is nothing new under the sun indeed. God is the beginning and the last, and He's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the last. Like He saw the people back then and He see the people today. And there is nothing new under the sun, because the lady, how she met Jesus is how I met Jesus. She battled with are the same things I battled with. Even after she got saved, the things that she was battling with after she got saved are the same things I battled with after I got saved. And so little by little, God would lead me to certain episodes, and when I would watch those episodes, I would see what the lady is doing, and what she would be doing in those episodes is what I'm doing currently in my life. And then that's how God will speak to me, and He will show me that, that's why I give you the name in the first place, because she's doing she did the same thing you're doing right now. But the difference between me and her is that Jesus was right there with her in the physical. Every time she went back to her sin, Jesus came and hugged her and did all that. He led me to watch those episodes to kind of show me that if He was in the physical, that's what He would be doing to me right now. He would be hugging me and telling me that, do not be ashamed. It's okay. Go and sin no more. He would tell me all those things because He told her those things in the show. Also, y'all, the feelings that I don't talk about and the feelings that I don't tell nobody, the woman whose name I have as well, that's in the Bible, she have those same feelings too. And in certain episodes, I get to see how she feels, and I'm like, wow, that's how I feel. And so basically, y'all, God is so good because not only did He give me, not only did He call me out by name, He also showed me that I'm not alone, and somebody in the Bible been through the same thing I've been through, and He delivered them from that thing in the same way He delivered me. But they went back to the same thing, and He delivered them again in the same way I went back to the same thing that He delivered me from, and He still have mercy for me. For those of you who watch the show Chosen, you guys probably know who I'm talking about. The best part about it is that I did not tell you guys who I'm talking about. You guys know yourself because it's kind of obvious. But for those of you who guys don't know, who don't know who I'm talking about, I wish I could share the name with you guys, but I really can't because my stepmom told me that, you know, that name is only between you and God. Only you and God are supposed to know. I don't know if she's wrong. Let me know if she's wrong, y'all, because, like, you know, I'm still kind of like new to this under the sun. For those of you who might be wondering what's your spiritual name, just go and ask God, and He will reveal that to you, because we all supposed to have a spiritual name, y'all. We all have a spiritual name. And just make sure, you know, you ask God, and He'll let you know, either through a dream, a vision. He'll call you by your new name, or through the Bible. One day when you're reading, the new name might be highlighted to you, like God highlighted to me. Or He might lead you to watch a show, and for some reason a name just stands out to you, and the Holy Spirit tell you that's your spiritual name. Like, a lot of ways God can tell you your spiritual names. Just make sure you know, you have an ear to hear and an eyes to see, and just make sure to ask Him. Ask and you will receive. Seek and you will find, and knock and the door will be open. Yeah, y'all, it was very, very cool because I did not even know spiritual names were a thing until God called me by a new name. Literally. He literally called me by a new name, and I was never the same. I was never the same, y'all. So basically, my stepmom said, as you like elevate more into the as you elevate spiritually, your name changes. Like, God will give you a name when you first get into the kingdom, but then as you elevate, He'll call you by a new name, and each name has your assignment attached to it. I feel like I kind of believe what she says, because in the last video that I posted before this one, I talked about how I kept hearing the name Peter dropped in my spirit, and I feel like God was calling me Peter because I'm in the same season as Peter, because Jesus told Peter that He's going, and so He'll give Peter the keys. So whatever He binds in heaven will be bound on earth, and whatever He loosens in heaven will be loosed on earth. God was calling me Peter because just like He was telling Peter, I'm about to use you. I'm about to use you after everything happens. After I get crucified and raised from the dead, I'm going to use you. God was basically telling me that I need to build a firm foundation with Him, because He's about to use me so that I could do what He called me to do. And so, y'all, what I'm trying to say is that the first spiritual name that you are given is what God called you out of. And then as you elevate more and you get closer to God, He's going to call you different names, because He's going to have different assignments for you. Right now, God has been pointing out somebody in the Bible for me and showing me that I am in the same season as that person. So basically, y'all, that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Also, let me know if I sound a little tired in this video. I'm feeling a little tired, y'all. It's the weekend and school starts tomorrow. I have an exam on Tuesday. So I've been doing a lot of things, y'all. So please bear with me. And the second part will be out very soon. I'm gonna see what I gotta do. I'm gonna see what I can do to basically get that part out there, because so y'all, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope this video could be of great use to any of you guys, and if you guys have any questions, comments, or concern, please hit me up. And if you're curious about what your spiritual name is, make sure you go to God about that, because he's the only one that can give you a spiritual name. He's your father. He's the only one that can name you like that. So definitely go to him. And if you guys have any questions about what a spiritual name is or anything like that, go to Revelation 2 verse 17, because that's where it talks about it. And I'm not sure if there's any other scriptures talking about it, but definitely Revelation 2 verse 17. There's not many like people talking about getting their spiritual names, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because like we're not supposed to share what our spiritual name is with people. But I wanted to be the first one to go out there and say, you know, we all have a spiritual name. Seek the Father, seek God so he could tell you what yours is. And yeah, but I didn't tell you guys what my spiritual name is because I'm not sure if you guys can know about it. But if you guys, from everything I've been through, from sharing all my testimonies and from telling you guys where God sent me to find who I am like in the Bible, I feel like you guys had a hint, but you guys don't need to figure it out. If you know who I'm talking about, then that's good. You know, you got it. And I really appreciate you guys, and I pray that you guys have a good day, and bye.